right, thank you. The final question of this segment goes to Josephine. Discuss the threat of climate change. Is it real? Is man causing it? And if so, what will your party do to fight it?
Climate change is clearly real, and man is causing it. Our party has supported 80% reduction by 2050, which is what scientists say will be needed in order to effectively combat climate change. However, McCain has only supported 55% by 2050, which is not nearly enough to effectively deal with the consequences of climate change, which includes sea level rise, greater temperature increases, and other impacts such as, especially now with forest destruction, which will only lead to greater carbon dioxide emissions and more impacts of climate change being felt all over the United and the world. So
John, 90 seconds.
Well, once again, I feel like I have to correct the Democrat. John McCain is very dedicated to bringing down the levels much higher than 65%. What's not factored into Barack Obama's numbers is the fact that John McCain is going to switch our economy and our energy policy over to a nuclear system with 45 new plants. Nuclear power plants do not release CO2, which means that the number one or one of the top producers of greenhouse gas will be ineffective because we're going to get away from oil, we're going to move over towards this nuclear power. It's more efficient, more effective, and most importantly, it doesn't pollute as much. Also, at the same time, we're going to have a cap and trade system, which basically means that we're going to set on the businesses that produce 90% of all the greenhouse gases in the U.S., a system where we have a cap. Each business will get a certain rating, which they're not allowed to go over. Now, you can trade these ratings to make sure that each year only a certain amount of carbon is produced, sent out into the atmosphere, and that way we can gradually slow down any possible climate change as a result. No, Republicans do believe in global warming, but the thing is that there's a lot that goes into it, not just greenhouse gases. There's also different things like shifts in geographic and climate things and whatnot. I got to make the Sarah Palin argument, guys. No, but really though, John McCain has said there's climate change. The Republican Party believes in it. And our key points are that, one, we have to have a system that's friendly to business, that doesn't kill the economy, but at the same time we have to protect it. It's our job to protect our natural resources. You can't have a running economy where there's nothing to run off of. So those are our big things. We're going to cut down emissions over the next 50 years, and we're going to start with the cap and trade system immediately upon John McCain's coming to office.
Josephine, 30 seconds to wrap it up.
Obama also has supported the cap and trade system, and he supports amending emissions with 100% option of these pollution permits, which will be a very effective system to make sure that the carbon dioxide emissions will not increase and that we can get them down to the levels that we need to. In response to John Jensen's point about nuclear power plants, it should be noted that in addition to mine the uranium needed to power these nuclear power plants, there is carbon dioxide emissions. So it is not completely carbon neutral. In addition, there are still problems of where should these nuclear waste be stored. Yucca Mountain has yet to be open, and thus there are many areas in the United States where there are problems of nuclear waste. And many of these waste facilities end up being stuck in places of low-income communities because they do not have the power to use them.
Thank you very much. Thank you to both John and Josephine for our first